Certainly not. But it is an essential one. Introduction. What are you? So, what are you exactly? I'm asked that often. When people see my dark black and curly hair, my somewhat almond-shaped eyes, my pale skin with a yellow undertone, and yet freckles, they wonder. They can't place my ethnicity in a box, so they feel unsettled, maybe even threatened. Depending on my mood, I'll choose one of a few answers. If I'm feeling sarcastic, I'm human, thanks, and you? Or if I'm feeling cryptic, exotic, obviously. If I'm feeling sarcastic and preachy, me? I'm part of the Colossians chapter 3, verse 12, beloved community, part of God's people that he loves from the center of his being. I've also learned to play dumb, answering with my own question. Oh, how do you mean? Are you asking about my Myers-Briggs personality profile, or maybe my Enneagram? Obviously they aren't. But hoping they'll actually hear themselves, I like to make people say it. No, what ethnicity are you? Where are you from? Why do you look so different? What ethnicity am I, indeed? A hard question. If I'm feeling patient, loving, and strong enough, I invite folks to hear my story. They'd better get comfortable, because it takes a while. When the Holy Spirit leads me in being gracious, I answer that awkward question by sharing about my Thai national birth father and my European American mom. Then I share about my African American dad, who married my mom and adopted me when I was 5. I talk about being a proud New Mexican, born and raised. I share about my first trip to Thailand in my early 30s to see my paternal birth family. I mention my multi-ethnic church family in Mississippi, the heart of the Deep South. I also share that being a campus minister has shaped my heart to see diverse groups of students and faculty come together and learn more about Jesus. I explain that being an author gives me the privilege of hearing and sharing others' stories, even as I keep figuring out my own life story. Within these pages, you'll indeed find more than just my story. You'll find our story. I'm so grateful for those who've been willing to fill out surveys and do interviews about their own experiences of being multi-ethnic and multicultural. They've generously given permission for their stories to be included, some with a real name and others with a pseudonym, having shared their time in their very selves. The heart of our mixed story is that no one person can embody multi-ethnicity in its entirety. We need each other, so we can place ourselves in God's larger narrative. What are you is so multi-layered. Sometimes I do want to talk about my mixed heritage and family of origin. Sometimes I want to talk about my current family or my various work and creative projects. And sometimes I just want to talk about a book I'm reading, a dessert I enjoy, or whatever ridiculous TV show I'm watching. We all deserve to be seen as more than just our ethnic appearance, as much as it is an important part of our story. What defines us? Multi-ethnic folks experience a series of defining moments, some painfully formative, others more joyful. Essential in the development of my mixed ethnic identity was the first time I was asked, "What are you?" in early grade school, but also when, by middle school, the question was actually painful rather than just confusing. There's the moment in my early years when I realized just how different my family is from everybody else's. And then the moment, not long after, when I realized just how different I am, even from everyone in my family. There's the first time I read the landmark book Check All That Apply and heard that my mixed ethnicity was intentional and good, not an accident. And there's my experience of joining a multi-ethnic church. And finally, after more than 3 decades, feeling like I was home. There's also the first time, at a very young age, in which I was asked if I was adopted, and the first time someone assumed my childhood best friend was my mother's daughter, not me, because I looked nothing like my mom. Mercifully, there was a moment in high school when I realized that being unique can have its advantages to go along with the alienation. But there was also the first time I remember actually despising my mixed heritage. And then there were the school discussions about genetics and ethnicity, and how I despised others for pointing out my differences. These